who is known as the cleanest person in the world, has a YouTube channel guiding her audiences on how to tidy their household items in a more organized manner. She also has a Netflix series called Tidying Up with Marie Kondo, which is also very helpful if you're interested in organizing your house. Next. Another platform that's famous would be TikTok. I'm pretty sure that everyone here knows about TikTok, right? So if you don't know, TikTok is basically a video sharing app with a shorter time limit, but with more compact and direct content. This media has a specialized algorithm that caters to the user's preferences, where we can discover various compact life hacks in a 1-minute video or even 30 seconds. Commonly known content creators that showcases life hacks into their TikTok videos would be 5-Minute Crafts and Josh Otusanya. Not only do they cover DIY hacks, but they also include hacks ranging from social skills to fashion hacks and even study hacks. Last but not least, another platform that is famous for showcasing life hacks is Pinterest. So Pinterest is basically like a virtual pinboard. If you see an image that you like or inspires you, you can pin it. Once you've pinned the picture, Pinterest will find other images that's related to the previous image that you've just pinned. It also has somewhat the same algorithm like TikTok, but this time with pictures. People usually share step-by-step pictures of DIY hacks, and most hacks that are found on Pinterest are fashion DIY hacks, styling tips, and also cooking hacks. As you can see, the picture on your left side is kitchen hacks, and on the right side is fashion hacks for men. I guess that's the end of my presentation. Hopefully my sharing has helped you at least a little bit and made it clearer on how these life hacks are exposed to us. Thank you so much for your attention.
Right, thank you to Sister Naurah and Shah for the great input. Now we will proceed with a simple activity, and I would like to pick random members of Verendus to answer the puzzle with your microphone open. To the other batch members, you can also try to answer by typing in the chat box provided. Okay. So I shall invite Sister Naurah to handle the puzzle session.
Okay, so now that we've done the introduction and exposure, let's have fun with crossword puzzle time. So I will be calling out random names, so get ready. Okay, so for the first question, I will pick Hakim Muesli.
Yes.
Can you read out the question and answer?
Sure.
Thank you.
A term that makes life easier. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's convenient.
Okay, let's see if he is correct. Yes, he is correct. So congrats, Hakim Muesli. So let's proceed with the second person, which I will call out. Sister Nadia Bazam. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Please read out the question.
Number 2, life hack is a shortcut method to increase productivity and efficiency.
Let's see the answer to that question. Yes, Sister Nadia is correct. So moving on to the third, I will call out Sister Adlina Aris.
So the third question is the downwards crossword. Great study tool for memorizing. You mentioned earlier mnemonic and acronyms, but this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 words. So I think it's mnemonic.
Let's see if she is correct.
Yeah.
And yes, she is correct. So moving on to the fourth person, I will call out Sister Nur Alia Najwa.
Okay, so I will proceed with the fourth question, which is the famous platform for short videos is obviously TikTok.
And that is obviously correct. So the fifth, I will call out Brother Irfan Hakimi.
Yes. For number 5 is past events that teaches lessons. I think it is experience.
Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, he is correct. So the last person that I will call out is Sister Adriana Safia.
Yes. So the last one. I think Farhan mentioned this one. An 8 device for keyboards. It's Connects.
Yes. Okay, thank you everyone for participating.
Alright, thank you, Sister Naurah. Okay, we have a comment from Dr. Fatein. Alright, congratulations everyone. Alright, thank you, Sister Naurah, and everyone that participated in the simple crossword. Alright, now we shall move to the next presenter, Sister FARAH SYAZWANI, for the patient hacks and social hacks.
Thank you, Madam Farhan, for invitation. So just now we have heard about introduction and exposure of some hacks. So right now I'm going to share some fashion hacks as well as social hacks that may be useful for us to use in the future. So first and foremost, I'm going to share some fashion hacks that might be useful for us because I'm just going to use the things that are available at our home as well as at our mahala. So without further ado, let's start with the first one. Okay, next. So have you guys encountered the problem where there's a lot of peeling on our hoodie and sweatpants, and because of this peeling, it makes our hoodie or sweatpants look ugly and old. And even myself encountered this, but not anymore until I found these useful hacks, which after I use this hack, all my hoodie and sweatpants looks just like a new one. So you want to know what? So let's see in the next slide. So actually, we can depil our hoodie or sweatpants by using a razor. And I believe everyone must have a razor, right? Because you use razor to shave your leg. So same like this, you can use this razor to depil your hoodie as well as sweatpants. And not gonna lie, this one is really works for me because I already tried this with my friends. And right now, all our hoodie just looks like a new one. So after this seminar, you can look at your hoodie. If there's a peeling, just grab your razor and depil it. So let me see for the next fashion hacks. So problem with stuck zip. So for example, you went somewhere and then suddenly you cannot zip at your jeans or your bag or anything that have zip, and this will ruin your moods and end up you don't want to wear it anymore and you thought you want to buy a new one. But actually you can fix it. You can fix this stuck zip by using the things that cost less than RM1. So what is it? Things that cost less than RM1 can fix the stuck zip. So let me see in the next slide. So actually, we can fix the stuck zip using a pencil. Everyone must have a pencil, right? Even if you don't have a pencil, maybe you can buy at nearest shop or even borrow at our sibling. So how to do it? Actually, we can try to running the pencil up and down many times as pencil is made up of graphite, which have lubricating effect that can make the zip become smooth back. So after this, if I have problem with stuck zip, don't overwhelm me. Just take a pencil and running the pencil up and down, and now you can make the zip become smooth back. Okay, next. So fabric snacks. So I think this one mostly girl encountered it, especially at short or bawal. And even I encountered this one. So every time I encountered this one, I always pull the fabric snack, and this will make even more damage to our shawl, right? And of course we don't want our shawl to be damaged because we bought that so expensive, and then suddenly because of this one can be damage our shawl. But I have found this one hat which is really easy, doesn't require anything, it just requires your hands. So how is it? So let me see in the next slide. So instead of pulling the fabric snag, actually we can pull on fabric around the thread to pull it back into its place. So after this girls, if you have encountered problem with fabric snag on shawl or what, just pull on fabric around the thread so that it will not be damaged your shawl anymore. So next. So So have you guys a problem where your jeans are too tight after having a heavy meal, or you have gained weight, or your jeans are too loose because you are losing weight, and that time you don't have belt? So how do you want to wear jeans without belt? For example, if it's too loose, or how you want to button up your jeans if it's too tight. So next, I'm going to share some hacks which is really useful for us because it's really easy. Okay, next. So actually, we can loosen or tighten our pants and jeans without belt by using hair tie. For girls, I don't think it's a problem because most of us have hair tie, right? But for the boys, if don't have hair tie, don't panic, because actually you can use the getah sayur one, which is the orange color one. And after this, after you bought food at Mahala or any nearest shop, keep the getah sayur because it might be useful, like in this case. So how to do it? So as you can see in this picture, you can put the hair tie around the button and put it onto the hole. And after that, put back the hair tie at the button and you are done. So see, you can wear your jeans even without belt. So next. So to end my presentations on fashion hacks, I'm going to share some good color combination to mix and match outfit for those who having trouble to choose what kind of color suit for this outfit and what. So even myself encountered this, and I've spent most an hours to think what should I wear tomorrow every time I head out. Not until I found these color palettes at Pinterest. So here I attached two images. So the left one is for women's color guides, and the right one is for men's color guide. So how to do it? So for women's, for example, if you wear like the pink color, maybe you can complement with the navy blue, white, black, red, or whitish. And for the men's color guide, for example, if you are wearing some like warm colors, you can match it with grey pants, whitish pants, and even navy blue pants. So I think that's all for fashion hacks, and I hope all the fashion hacks as I've shared to you just now might be useful for you to use in the future. So without further ado, let me to the next agenda, which is social hacks. So for those who having a trouble to start conversations with new people, don't know how to end conversations with people, don't know how to work with someone that we don't like, so actually you are in the right place because I'm going to share some tips on how to solve this problem. Okay, next. Okay, first, how to start conversations with new people. So of course, we want to make a new friends. We want to start the first move with our crush, but we don't know how. So here I listed two ways. So first for face-to-face and second for social media. So face-to-face, maybe you can start conversation with what happening around you. So for example, you are at the bus stop, maybe you can say something like, why this bus is so late, and after that the people will reply, and maybe after that you can introduce yourself. So same goes to praise them, such as you can say like your short is so beautiful, and after that you can introduce yourself. You need to have topic to talk to before you introduce so that your conversations will become long. And the most important thing you need to know that first impression is really important. Because of first impressions, people will describe you as a whole. Therefore, always show a good impressions when meeting a new people. So that's about the face-to-face. But however, currently we under pandemic, so most our time spent on social media rather than face-to-face. So what about social media? I think this is the most easiest way, and I think most of us already try this way, which is by replying their story, either at status WhatsApp, Instagram story, or any other social media. Second, we can praise their works, and third, find the topic that they're interested with. So for example, if he or she likes K-pop, maybe you can find some info about the K-pop and you can have conversations with them. So that's on how to start conversations with new people on social media. And the most important thing you need to take note is that avoid talking about age, politics, family, religion, belief, and salary, because these are privacy things that most people don't like to share with strangers. So that's on how to start conversations with new people. So let's move on to the next one. So what to do when someone talk to us? So what do you guys think? Do you guys think the right one or the left one? So you guys can write on the right chat box to see what do you guys think. So I see a lot. Okay, the right one. So let me see either the right one or the left one. So many of us saying the right one. So let me see. Yeah, you are correct. We need to show face just like the right one. So every time someone talk to us, you need to smile. You need to look at her or his eyes. You need to notice so that the people, the storyteller, will comfortable to talk to us. So unlike the left one, if you show something like this, that people will be uncomfortable to talk to us. Oh my God, Nadia said left one. So maybe it depends on the mood, okay? It depends on the mood. Okay, both. Okay, it depends on the mood, I guess. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Oh, because handsome. Oh my god. Okay, okay. So the next one is how to talk or work with someone that we don't like. So of course in this work, we have someone that we don't like. But there's must be some times or some days we need to work with them. So how we want to work with people that we don't like? So here are some tips that might be useful for us to use. So first we need to be professional. So in any other ways, when it comes to words, you always need to be professionals. Don't let your emotions control your actions. If you let your emotions control your actions, there will be a lot of things will become damaged. So like in this case, when it comes to work, try to avoid follow your actions, follow your emotions, and just focus on the work. So second, just focus on the topic you want to talk to. So for example, you are going to do PBL. So just focus on the topic that PBL, then just don't add any new conversations because you just focus on the topic that you want to talk to. The conversations with them will become quick and you can settle down your work faster with them. And the most important thing is don't show or act like we don't like them. So even for me, if I know someone don't like me, of course I'll become sad and thinking why these people don't like me. So same goes to here. Every time we don't like people, try to keep it by ourselves. Don't let the people know that we don't like them. So those are some tips on how to talk or work with someone that we don't like. Okay, next. So to end my presentations on social hacks, I'm going to share some tips on how to end conversations. So for example, you are going to do something like study or help your mom and suddenly these people keep on talking and you don't know how to end the conversations. So I found this some sentence on the website which sounds like, hey, I got a great going now, but this was really great conversation. So as you can see in the sentence, I emphasize the word great conversation. So before I end the conversations, I appreciate the conversations. So even the people here that will not become angry and they will become thankful because I appreciate the great conversations. So I guess that's the end of my presentation on social hacks, and I hope all the tips that I share on social hacks might be useful for you to use in the future. So without further ado, is there any hack on how to not show when we don't like someone? I think maybe we need to be quick a little bit when we meet someone that we don't like. I think that's all for my part, and I want to pass back to Brother Farhan for the next amazing segment. So thank you.
Right, thank you, Sister Farah, for the great presentation. And after this, you guys do not be hesitated to try these two types of hacks at home or even in the social media. Okay. Right now, moving on with our seminar, I'd like to invite Sister Sakinah to continue with the next two types of hacks. Please welcome.
Alright, thank you to Brother Farhan. Can you hear my voice loud and clear?
Yes.
Thank you. Now I will move on to the next one, that is student hacks. So since we spend a lot of time in front of our laptop because of online classes, so I thought I will share with you guys some of the hacks that we students can use in order to ease our online studies. Right. So the first one is using group text Chrome extension. So there will be time where we need to do assignment that requires us to do a lot of research, and so we will open a lot of PDF files, and at the same time we also put some music in the background, the slides and others, which are quite messy and troublesome when we want to find a specific text. Therefore, in order to solve that, we actually can use this group tabs Chrome extension, where you will be able to group your tabs into categories. For example, as you can see in the picture, if you want to focus on doing PBL only at the moment, but you don't want to close any other thousands of tabs that you have open, we just need to click on the PBL tab categories and it will hide the other unrelated categories. For the second one, Viva highlighters. So this is another Chrome extension which I think might help us as a student quite a lot, because I've always been frustrated whenever I need to research and read any articles from online website, because I'm the type to highlight the important points, but since it's online I could not. And I'm sure some of you guys have also experienced this.
However, all of this can be changed if we use this extension, because we can now highlight what we want, and subsequently this will help us to do our works more effectively, and we will not miss any important points that we have read anymore. And in order to download these two extensions, you just need to Google them and just add them into your browser. Alright, the third one. Okay, of course there will be time where we need to open a lot of application and tabs in order to do our works. But when we want to take a break, we might want to do other things like playing games. But seeing the current desktop that is full of our work might not be really helpful for the peace of our mind. Therefore, but still we do not want to close all the current tabs, because it will be a hassle to reopen them again later. Therefore, you can just create a new clean desktop by using these hotkeys, that is Ctrl plus Windows plus T. And as you can see at the top of the screenshot, you can see there is two desktop 1 and desktop 2. And in this new desktop, you can open the games that you want, and you can play without seeing your work for a while. And if you want to switch between the two desktops, you can just use Ctrl plus Windows. Okay. If you want to switch between the two desktops, you can use Ctrl, Windows, and left or right keys, or you can just open the taskbar using Windows plus Tab, where you can view all of these, the desktop at the top. So if you want to switch to the first one, you can just click on the desktop one, and you can also close them. Alright, for the first one. And if you ever feels like you are too lazy to move your mouse at first when you open your laptop, you can just instantly open the desirable app using these hotkeys. For example, if you want to open Microsoft Edge, you can just click Ctrl plus Windows plus number 1, and it will instantly open the Microsoft Edge. And this actually can save our time and also convenient. But firstly, you might to make sure that the app that you want to open is pinned on the taskbar. Alright, so all of these hotkeys actually have long existed before, but I never knew about them because I never researched or really thought about them. But Windows actually have lots of cool hotkeys that will make our experience better while using our laptop. Therefore, if you want to know more, you can just Google and you can find them. For the next one, when we spend a lot of time on our laptop, there might be dirt or dust collecting between the keys on our keyboard. And if you rarely clean them because you are too lazy to find some tissues or anything to clean the keyboard, you can try this method. Whenever we have used the sticky notes, you can try running the sticky notes between keys on the keyboard to clean them. And if we do this regularly and make it a habit, now you can keep your keyboard clean every time. The next one. Alright, so when we are studying, it can be distracting if we open too many tabs. Hence, it is better if there is just one tab for Pomodoro timer, for music, and to do notes all in one tab in order to improve our focus. And some sites, for example, lifehack.io, has all these features, and we can also change the view according to our preference, which can improve our mood and motivation to study. Other sites also exist, but it doesn't have built-in Pomodoro timer or to-do list. But still, if you want some changes, it's good to try other sites like Lo-Fi Cafe, Renderscope, and more. Now we move on to DOM hacks. Firstly, smell issues. So these problems are quite common, especially when we are living in a dorm with other people, and the smell might be unpleasant to others whenever they pass near it. And we will also feel guilty for that, even though we already put them outside of our dorm entrance. So in order to solve this, you can try using these hacks where you put in used tea bags in the shoes and leave them for 24 hours. Since tea bags are quite absorbent, it will help us to absorb the odor and get rid of the strong unpleasant smell that is coming from the shoes. The second one, using wind binder as laptop stand. So sitting in front of our laptop for a long time can give strain to our back and also make us have a bad posture. So some of us might not have a laptop stand because maybe they want to save money, but by using this method, you can save your money because it is quite effective and also cheap. For the third one, so we know that I think a lot of us normally stack our clothes horizontally in our drawer instead of vertically like this, which makes it harder for us to pick the clothes that we want to wear. So when we want to find the clothes that we want, we need to go through all of the clothes until to the bottom of the drawer, which will be quite messy and also a hassle when we want to reorganize it back. Therefore, by stacking them vertically in the drawer like this, you can see all the clothes easily at once, so it will be easier to find the clothes without making a mess. And this method also allows us to save space and put more clothes than before. And the last one, cascading hanger using can tags. So if you are the type of person who have too many clothes until it could not fit into the locker, you can try using the can tag and make a cascading hanger like this, as you can see in the picture. Okay, I think that is all for my part. Thank you for listening. I hope you find some of this hack useful. Now I will pass back the floor to Brother Farhan. Thank you.
Right, thank you, our dearest member, for the fruitful presentation. So hopefully after this, to all listeners, hopefully the previous presentation could actually help you to boost your study method, your studying session, and also helps you to like organize our lifestyle more at home or even at Mahala. Okay, so now we shall move to the last presenter by Brother Arif Daniel for the conclusion. Brother Arif Daniel, you may continue now.
Okay, thank you, Brother Farhan. So now we have come to the end of our presentation for today. Before we continue with other activities, I would like to wrap up this life hack seminar with some conclusions and Islamizations so we can understand what the importance of listening to this wonderful seminar. Next. So first of all, this seminar has taught us that work smart is better than work hard. Some of us never heard anything about the life hacks that we have shared just now in the seminar. And they'll be like, wow, seriously, I have to just to do that to solve that problems. So we have lived tens of years on this world and we just found out that there are shortcuts to many problems that we had encountered before. We feel like all those sweats and precious time that we had spent to solve those problems are just a waste, right? So that is why working smart is better because it can save our energy and time. Remember, energy is not free and time also cannot be bought. Working smart also very important in our daily life, especially in working situation, because we will be seen as a workaholic and productive. This is a sweet to the eye of the boss and we might get pay rise for that. So, do you guys recognize who is the figure in the middle picture? I bet all of us know who is it. So that is the infamous Mr. Bean. And as we can see from what he is doing there, that is an example of life hack that represents work smart is better than work hard. But it is very unpractical, of course, because no one wants to spend money every day for just to close a lamp. Next. Next, some of us find that this life is kind of difficult to live through, especially when it comes to our elderly life, because there are many burdens we will face in that time. All of these life hacks taught us how to make our life easier by making it more fun and easy. For example, like what my friend has shown to us before, we don't have to spend money to go to the tailor if your jeans button ripped off. You just have to use hair tie or rubber band that we can easily find in our surroundings to solve the problems. How easy is that, right? So in the picture below, we can see who is known as Tucker from Rush Hour. is dancing while he is in his uniform doing his job. So actually this is an example of life hack in enjoying our stressful job. But remember, whatever hacks we do, make sure it is appropriate to the situation and not over the limit. Just like this Tucker, this scene actually ended up with an accident because of miscommunication between him and the road users. So make it appropriate, okay? Next. So the last conclusion that we can bring out from this social media life hacks with this, from this life hack is this social media is full of new and beneficial knowledge for us if we use it correctly, of course. So social media nowadays are never like they were ever before. There are tons of social media platforms out there such as Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, TikTok, Telegram, Reddit, Twitter, Snapchat, and others. Almost every person who owns a smartphone nowadays will have at least one of the social media I just mentioned before, especially WhatsApp. So I can see that every social media has two sides in it, either a good one or the bad dark side one. It is up to us whether which side we want to choose. Even our parents can't choose it for us. They only can guide us. Remember, once you enter once you enter and explore the dark side of the social media, it will be very hard for you to turn back to the right path, and eventually it will slowly ruin your life in this world and also in the akhirah, because we are Muslim and we know that what will happen to people who do munkar in this world. However, if we use the social media correctly, we will be revealed to many beneficial things and many knowledges into our life. For example, these life hacks are one of it. So then we can find something else such as cooking recipe, fashion guide, makeup tutorial, reviews about newly launched devices, things related to our hobbies such as football clips, and so on. So this is Little Darwin from my favorite cartoon show, that is The Amazing World of Gumball. And as we can see, this is an example of misusing the social media and the internet. I think it is very easy to understand what is going on there because it is the common expression we will do when we see something that we are not meant to see. So please use the internet and social media wisely. Next. Now it is time for some Islamization that we can dig out from this life hack seminar. So from this seminar, I have two hadith from the lovely Prophet Muhammad SAW that are closely related to this seminar. Next. Firstly, we have hadith that said, Hadathuna Muhammad bin Bashar qala hadathuna Yahya bin Sa'id qala hadathuna Syu'bah qala hadathuni Abu Tayyah an Anas bin Malik عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال يسروا ولا تعسروا وبشروا ولا تنفروا. Has narrated, that means has narrated to us Muhammad ibn Bashar said, has narrated to us Yahya ibn Sa'id said, has narrated to us Syu'bah, has narrated to me Abu Tayyah from Anas ibn Malik from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, make it easy and do not make it difficult. Give good news and do not make people run away. So actually this hadith is about preaching or da'wah in Islam in the first place. However, we can apply it generally into our daily life. The phrase make it easy and do not make it difficult is very related to this seminar, because in this seminar we were talking about life hacks which meant to be a shortcut to his own life. Everyone loves to do the easy tasks, right? Like no one wants to burden themselves by doing difficult tasks even though there are easy paths that is available. In Islam also, there are several shortcuts that we can do in practicing our ibadah. For example, if we have difficulties to pray when we are in transit from one place to other place that is far away, we can combine two salah together, and instead from doing it with the full rakaat, we can shorten it into half from what it is supposed to be for salah zuhur, asar, and also isya. But we don't relatively call it as hacks, but it is known as rukhsah in Islam. And then moving to the next hadith, which said that talabul ilmi fardhu ala kulli muslim. Seeking knowledge is an obligation upon every Muslim. I think this hadith is very famous among us when we were in the primary or secondary schools. So this hadith talks about obligation for all Muslims to seek knowledge. The life hacks that we have seen and been presented before is a part of seeking knowledge. Some of us will never know about the existence of those life hacks if they do not join the seminar. And by joining the seminar also, either this seminar or other seminar, it is a way of seeking knowledge. Seeking knowledge is not just about go to schools, universities, seminars or camps. Searching it on the internet also a part of it. For example, there are a lot of ebooks and online journals that we can read on the internet. Just search it up and that is considered as seeking knowledge too. But the important thing is the desire to seek for knowledge. It will be useless to provide books, internet coverage, or register into a university for someone if he or she does not have the desire to seek for the knowledge. I think that's all from me from this conclusion and Islamization parts. Now I give it back to Brother Farhan. Thank you.
Alright, thank you for the beautiful presentation, Brother Arif. Alhamdulillah. So now we have reached we have finished our presentation of life hacks. Now, I think we shall move to the Q&A session. And to let everyone know, in this Q&A session, we will only discuss the questions that have been given to us through Google Form that has been distributed before. So, next slide. Okay, for the first question, is there a hack to memorize things better? I think I will pass to Sister NAURAH Elisha to answer this question.
Okay, thank you, Brother Farhan. So the question is there a hack to memorize things better? In my opinion, yes, there are so many hacks to memorize things better, specifically in academics. So the first hack is what I've mentioned before, which is to use mnemonics and acronyms as a study tool. Like what I've just mentioned, for example, from Dr. Hazlin's anatomy lecture, upper limb lecture, she has provided us with a mnemonic, which is Randy Travis drinks cold beer. So this mnemonic is to memorize the divisions of the brachial plexus. And I think, in my opinion, this has helped me a lot in my anatomy. Until this day, I still can remember the divisions of the brachial plexus. And I would also like to add another point, which is, in my opinion, studying in the mornings is better. For example, before subuh, which is around 4 to 5 a.m., it's said that our brain functions optimally and the most effectively during that timing. So because that during that timing, our body is fully relaxed, and also our brain is very fresh during that time. Since we have gotten 8 hours of sleep that night, and our body is like fully rested. And another point I would like to add is to practice active recall. So active recall, I've learned this method from Ali Abdal. He is a YouTuber. Who is also a medical student, and he has shared with us that this active recall is actually an active way to stimulate our memory in order to retrieve information and other stuff that we would like to memorize. This method includes making flashcards and also coming up with our own questions after we've learned a new topic. For example, we can do flashcards after we've learned it, and then this method actually requires more brain power, which is why I think it's more effective compared to just passively making notes and just rereading from the slides. So I think that's all that I would like to add, and I hope that answers the question.
Thank you, Sister NAURAH Elisha, for the amazing answer. Now, moving on to the next question. The second question, do you have any suggestions on any content creators or channels that promote ideas of life hacks? I think I will pass this question to Brother Arif Daniel to answer it. Right, you may answer.
Okay, thank you, Brother Farhan. So, to answer this question, actually there are lots of platforms that provide many accounts that talk about life hacks. So, for example, to answer this question, I will give 3 examples from several platforms that talk about life hacks. So, for the first one is the infamous 5 minutes craft that you can find it on TikTok, or if you want to look it for a longer duration of video, you can just search it on YouTube. And then this 5 minutes craft contains a lot of life hacks, many kind of life hacks. So but some of it is useful and some of it is kind of useless. But you have just look at it and try to do it. If it is okay, then you try to copy it. And then the second one, I would list out Merican that you can find on YouTube. Uh, it talk about organization hacks. And then the third one is one of my favorite life hack. Uh, one of my favorite life hack figure. So it is known as Josh Otusanya that we can find it on TikTok. So this man, this figure talk about the social life hacks. We can find so many social life hacks in his account. So just open your TikTok application and then just search for Josh Otusanya. So from that, you can learn many things from him. So I think that's all from me to answer the question. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Brother Daniel. Now to the next question. Okay, the third question is, in your opinion, do you think cheating in real life has been the illegal cheating is a part of life hacks? I think I can answer this question. Alright, so well, first we need to know that life hack is a simpler way to do things in an efficient way and to save time in our daily lives. Besides achieving the goals of the task given, okay? When we are cheating, like in an exam, for example, we have actually avoided or failed to achieve the purpose of the task given. Hence, I would like to say that that kind of cheating is not part of a life hack. I think that's my answer. Next question. The last question is, are all life hacks effective? I will pass this question to Sister Farah.
So the question is, are all life effective? In my opinion, some life hacks are effective, but some are not. So for example, there is one life hack where they said we can use hand sanitizer to remove some permanent marker on a shirt or any clothes. And I will try this one, but this is not helpful at all because it makes the shirt become even more damaged as it will cause the ink to bleed further away without actually removing it. And the friction from rubbing on the stain will just spread it further. Therefore, I can say we need to choose wisely what life hacks we want to do by seeing all the reviews for the life hacks on website or any social media to see the effectiveness of the life hacks. So I think that's my answer for the questions number 4. Thank you.
Alright, thank you, Sister Farah. And thank you to all team members for answering all the questions given by our dearest batch members. Now, it is time for our favorite part of every seminar, the grand finale games. We shall now proceed to quizzes that have been prepared by our team members. I will now invite Brother Arif Daniel to handle the quizzes, session now. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Brother Farhan. So now we will move to the next activity, which is quiz session. So I will present the code for this quiz session. So okay, you guys can see my screen, right?
Alright, can see.
Okay, so all my fellow friends, let us open a new tab or go to your smartphones and search out for quizzes and enter this 6 numbers code in your quizzes, and let's answer this question together. Don't worry, I sure that this quiz is very easy, a piece of cake, and I bet all of you can just can answer it with your eyes closed. If you don't believe me, try to join the quiz and you will know it. So can you guys enter it? Okay, so the number is rising up. So I will give about like 2 or 3 minutes for all of you to enter this quiz. Then we will begin shortly.
So we now have about 50 players with us. So let's wait like 1 more minute, I think.
Okay, so I think that that this is enough because we already passed that 3 minutes time. So you guys ready? So start your engine and we will begin in 3, 2, or 1. Okay, so let's us begin in 3, 2, 1. Okay, it is still 15 ready, so I will end up this presentation. So congratulations for the top three. First place we have Ad, second place we have Sayu, and the third place we have Queen. So just like I said, it's very easy. Like so many of you got 100%. So congratulations for all of the students who participate in this quiz session. Thank you.
Okay, by that, I think we have now reached the end of our seminar today. I would like to thank all of you for giving such amazing commitment, attention, and tremendous support throughout the whole session of this seminar. With that, I invite our assessors to give any comments regarding the seminar today. Please welcome. I shall invite Dr. Fatein Nabeila first.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Congratulations, you are group 17, right? So congratulations Farhan, Naurah, Farah, Sakinah and Arif. It is an entertaining seminar, interactive. I love the way you arrange your slides. It's not too wordy. You incorporate images and also videos. And the topic itself relates well to many of us, I believe. I myself always spend time on social media watching all these life hacks videos. But like similar to one of the questions earlier, um, asking if all life hacks are effective or are they working well now. Lately there is a new trend, probably I don't know if it's new, but then many people they instead of introducing new hacks, they try out the hacks that have been introduced by another social media influencer and kind of give rate or review of that hack if it works or not. Yeah, I've been spending my time on social media watching how they kind of bust out the hacks that are not working well. Most of them are like kitchen hacks, are probably like baking hacks, and also probably trying to scrub off your pots and pans, things like that. Probably it's because I always watch those kind of hacks, so that is what appeared to me. I don't think I have any question for any of you. Okay, it's just that for I'm not sure if you have seen the assessment sheet for seminar, but it's gonna be individually assessed. It's just that for the group part, okay, for the group part, I would like to ask for your cooperation. So it's probably new to us, okay. Instead of me giving mark or assess your group work, I would like all of you to discuss and give yourself rating for that, okay, out of 10. I'm gonna share. I'll share with. I think Farhan contacted me this morning, so I'm gonna share the score with Farhan so that you can discuss. Please give the score together collectively, and probably if if possible, you probably want to also put down a note that why do you think you deserve that mark as a group, okay? So this one will be a group mark. So that's all. I don't have any question. Congratulations. I'm asking for you. I'm asking if it was recorded because um, I was thinking of collecting all this seminar by the MBBS student, probably put down under a YouTube channel so that you can revisit in the future, and also to help your juniors, especially the first year that has no idea on how to conduct seminars. So I'm going to be in contact with Arif. Is it Arif you are recording, right?
It's actually the Verendus account because it is the host.
I see. Okay, so that will be Hakim. Is it your class rep who's handling the account?
Amira Wahab.
Okay, I'll be in contact with you later on to obtain that recording. I hope you don't mind us making that seminar kind of public. When I say public, it won't be shared to everyone, but it will be a compilation, hopefully. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Congratulations.
Alright, thank you, Dr. Fatein, for the
Thank you, Doctor.
comments. Now, I think I'm going to invite Dr. Shahida to give any comments.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I think I have opened the video, but can you see me? Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay, all right. All right. So when I received your invitation on the topic, and I saw the seminar topic, I feel, this must be interesting, and I can't wait to listen to your seminar. I was wondering what topic would be the focus for today's presentation, and because there are so much life hacks that we can cover. We can talk about many things about life hacks. And yes, as I thought, I think you guys have shared wonderful tips, wonderful tricks that covers different aspects, including the media, the fashion, and whatnot, that I think is very useful, and many are so related to me and that I can apply. Thank you so much. And I agree with all the presenters too, that by tweaking little things in our daily life, we can make our life much more convenient, because the life hack can help us to do something productively, efficiently, and easily by saving our time and our energy everywhere. So if we want to, if we know a shortcut to something we want to achieve, why do we still have to walk along one, isn't it? Pilih je yang pendek and as productive as the long one, right? Okay, okay. On the presentation part, I think all the slides have been skillfully done and interesting, and they are all visually stunning for me, with sufficient knowledge covered on the topics. You have presented them clearly, effectively, and I think you guys also know how to captivate your audiences. I love the way that you prepared the activities to engage your audience, like through your crossword puzzles, quizzes, Q&A. I love it. Well done. And if I may add, when you presenting, you may want to add, you may want to present in a way that cause curiosity, spark some curiosity in the audience, so that this is another way to captivate your audience. That's number one. And then number two, in terms of intonation, you may also want to vary your tone so it does not become monotonous. But all in all, well done to Group 17.
Thank you, Dr. Shahida.
Thank you,
I would like to invite the last one, Dr. Yusoff Sharizal. Please welcome, Dr.
Right. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. So, first and foremost, I'd like to thank the assessor, Dr. Fatein, Dr. Shahida, for coming today, as well as giving your feedbacks and comments. I think we should all listen to the comments and learn something and get improve next time whenever we are going to present. I mean, this is general for all of the audience today. So thank you. Secondly, I think the group has prepared very well for the presentation today. These topics, they wanted to proceed with these topics, and I think the group has prepared the materials nicely in terms of the slides as well as the presentation. So very good effort from all of you. Well done. And I think the things that I like most during this session is that we are all having fun. The way that you present, as well as the support from the audience, make it so interesting. And we learn many things along the way as well. So well done. I don't have any much to add, but I was just thinking along the way when you are presenting, because the topic is about life hack, tips and tricks, how to make things easier, isn't it? So sometimes we deal with shortcuts, things that would make things more convenient for us. I mean, this should be the way, when there are two ways of doing things, we should always try to find, the simpler way of achieving the target, and so on and so forth. So in that sense, shortcut is good, because it helps, it's less time spent, and so on and so forth. But there's also a fine line in that, this is just my thought as I was listening to you. Sometimes the plan is big, or the aim, the goal is a big one. Okay, and when people generally say shortcuts, to some it means shortcut ni macam buat sikit-sikit or do something simple, but you want to reach that big target, right? Which may not be appropriate. Okay, so sometimes we say shortcuts just to achieve that certain goals that you have. So in life, sometimes when the goal is big, the nature of the goal determines how you do it. Okay, what I'm trying to say is, for example, giving you an example for athletes, kalau dia nak menang Olympic, you want to win Olympics, okay, what is required is like regular training, dedication, perseverance, and so on and so forth in order to achieve that. There's no cutting corners, nak take escape from training and so on and so forth. So this must be clear. There's no shortcut in that. There's no substitute for hard work, effort in doing so. But during the training, if there is any possible mean to make life more easier, okay, achieving the same stamina by doing certain kind of, then by all means proceed with that. But dia bukannya shortcut in many we think shortcut ni cut corners lah, buat lebih kurang macam ni, tapi nak capai benda besar tak boleh . Alright, so we have to strive, same like you people, you students, right? The big plan is to become good doctors, knowledgeable doctors, skillful doctors, right? So along the way, any means that helps you in your daily life is recommended, okay? But there's no shortcut in being perseverance, dedicated, in day in, day out, lectures, seminars, tutorials, practical, because this is the process. So the process is sometimes time consuming, is a bit of labor inside there as well. Sometimes in some people, they also have this mentality, nak masuk syurga, I want to get into Jannah, right? Is there any shortcut to get there, right? So this is also sometimes, can I just recite something or do something very simple so that I can get into that? So that it negates or is contrary to the putting efforts, amal in your daily life, lifelong, because this is what we have to do in this life to get into that precious place. So this is something that come across my mind as I'm listening to the life hacks and shortcuts that you mentioned just now. But for anything else, then life hacks will be, I myself, lately getting to know more about this life, especially with IT stuff, because we are not that tak cakap sangat, we are not that good in certain things. Then when we know, oh, there's much easier way of doing it rather than doing it the more long and hard way of certain things. So I think this is something that I learned today. Thank you very much to the group members. Thank you everyone for your participation. I think that's all from me.
All right, thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Doctor, for all the constructive comments and feedback. Not just, I think, not just for us, but perhaps also for the upcoming theme of the next seminar in the future. Okay. So with that, I think we shall now close our seminar today with Tasbih Kafarah and Suratul As. Thank you everyone for participating.
All right, thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you everyone. Thank you doctors.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you, Farhan.